Hey everybody, we are HUD Life, a brand new gaming blog based on WordPress. We're the founding fathers. I'm Kelson, this is Derek, Zach, and Dakota. We're going to be posting reviews of video games and discussing video game news, and this is our weekly video.
The load screen.
The load screen, where we will discuss news and let you know what we've been playing. And we're going to start with our weekly news discussion, the Turian account.
Alright. First bit of news on the Turian account. A little bit of pre-E3 buzz from Nintendo. Shigeru Miyamoto has confirmed in recent interviews that we are going to be seeing a new Pikmin and a new Super Mario title, both for the Wii U, shown at E3 this year. Also, heavy rumors circulating lately of a new Star Fox for Wii U being developed by Retro Studios, the guys who did the Metroid Prime trilogy and Donkey Kong Country Returns. Coda, you weren't even making eye contact with me. What do you think of this?
Alright, well, I think it's about time Pikmin comes back. Mainly because we were told we were going to get one on the Wii, and it never came.
Yeah, there was originally Pikmin 3 announced backstage in E3 08.
Yeah.
The infamous E3 Nintendo 08. Headlined by Wii Music.
With the new Super Mario, they usually keep that trend going with a new one every new console they come out with, so it's a nice trend to keep going.
It'll be nice to have a Super Mario Bros. Sort of launching a console again. We haven't had that since the Sunshine launched?
No,
Sunshine.
it was in 64.
Yeah,
it's 64.
64 launched with the 64. Sunshine wasn't until later.
It was about like 7-8 months after the launch.
They sort of launched, I guess the closest they came in GameCube was Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, we all know how that turned out. I think that's also absolutely brilliant. If Nintendo can get a Super Mario title, like a 2D one, out at launch, that's going to be an evergreen title. That thing will sell through the entire lifespan of the console. It's an absolute gold mine.
I think it's much more likely that it would be a 3D Mario Bros.
I don't know, because supposedly the rumor is that it's a new Super Mario Brothers Mii. Is that like, it was like, remember E3 last year? It was like that little demo they showed with like Mii's jumping around in 2D Mario.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think that it's going to be a full-on game version of that. So take that for what you will, but that's just my thoughts on the situation.
It'll be kind of interesting to see how they implement with the new Wii U controller too. See how that works out.
What I'm most excited about is the controller.
Yeah.
I tell you, we've talked about Mario, but I'm excited for the possibility of a new Star Fox.
Yes.
I'm probably like one of the few people on the planet who actually still likes that series and still has faith in it.
I'd say there's still plenty who still like it. I also think there's plenty who have completely forgotten it exists.
Yeah.
Well, no, back at Christmas, I had some Christmas money left over. I picked up Star Fox 64.
Really?
Yeah, I knew that was a classic, and I was like, I haven't played this.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun as hell, man.
Dude, it's awesome. And I like to see what Retro could do with it. Retro is awesome. They're kind of like Nintendo's go-to studio. If they're like, hey, we don't know what the hell to do with this IP, work your magic on us.
And it's worked.
It has worked every time. Alright, so number 2 on the account.
Number 2, we have Bioshock Infinite delayed from October to February 26, 2013. Pretty big delay.
Kelso, I know you probably have some to say on this matter.
Yeah. Well, first I heard it, I was not happy about it. I really have been craving Bioshock Infinite since the very first. I did not cry.
Did you weep?
I came really close to crying, but not quite. Yeah, I've been looking forward to Bioshock Infinite since the very first launch trailer, whatever. The very first
debut trailer
that we ever had. The very first sight of Bioshock Infinite, I was psyched for it. So I'm sad to see that it's not going to be till later, but if it's going to be even better because they have 4 more months, then I say take your time and take your 4 more months.
Translate very well.
Yeah, I'm never happy when I hear about a delay, but then again, I'm thinking I'd rather wait longer for an amazing game than wait a shorter period of time for a mediocre, crappy game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we all can agree there on that.
Yeah.
Along with the delay, they also announced they aren't going to be demoing it at any more trade shows. They aren't creating new demos.
I think they've already sold everyone on the game. It was pretty much the unanimous game of show at E3 last year.
It's also, but like without having to put time into making new demos, like
That's more time spent.
it's more time spent on the game,
Yeah.
which
Dude, that's a
I had
very
never thought
valid
of.
point, yeah.
I had never thought of that before I read it, but I'm like, wow, that's brilliant.
And also, I think this is also a wise move because the holiday season's already getting packed this year. It was set to debut, like, well, release, I should say, just weeks apart from Assassin's Creed 3 and all that other stuff. So it's just kind of like some breathing room, you know.
Kind of like what Mass Effect 3 did, like Call of Duty and Uncharted 3 released, and they're like,
Actually, I think they legitimately needed time to work on it. Same with Bioshock, but it was one of like those silver lining things.
yeah.
Alright, number 3 on the Tyrion account.
We got Elder Scrolls Online, MMO in the Elder Scrolls universe. Big news coming out. What do you think about that, Dakota?
Well, it's supposed to take place like 1,000 years before the events happen in Skyrim.
Story.
I read about it a little bit. I'm pretty sure it was somewhere near 1,000 years before, but it is supposed to take place in all of
Tamriel.
yeah Tamriel. There you go.
Yeah.
And if it's anything like the past Elder Scrolls, it's going to be good.
Thing about it, though, I think that's actually quite staggering.
Yeah.
Is because like all of Tamriel is supposed to be in the game,
That's huge.
and anyone who knows the Elder Scrolls games knows that Skyrim, like example, Skyrim was a freaking huge in-game world. And that's just like one province on this continent of like 10 provinces that are supposed to be at least that size. It's just like Jesus Christ, that is huge even for an MMO world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kelson, why?
It will be an MMO. Therefore, I do not care.
Well said.
I know that I want to play it, but I know if I do, I will probably
Yeah.
you won't see me ever. I'll look like
You
that
won't-
guy. I'll never shower.
Oh.
Black.
Aww. Today on Poor Taste.
Oh. I'll let that one slide.
This time. I'm wondering how long this game must have been in development, because if it's supposed to come out next year, it's had to have been in the works for quite a while.
Yeah.
And also would not be at all surprised to see this slip into 2014.
Yeah.
Alright, so number 4.
Next, we've got Black Ops 2. They officially announced the next Call of Duty will be Black Ops 2. It's going to be set in the future, and they've got a few things to mix it up. Yeah, 2025. 2025 or 2015?
2025.
Oh, 2015 is way soon. Sorry, 2025. Sometimes I forget that we're already in the second decade of the 2000s.
It's easy.
They're planning a few new things. They're gonna have like a sandboxy mode, and they're putting a lot more into the zombies mode, which Treyarch is.
And not necessarily, it's not going to have like a sandbox mode, but the levels, like at least the campaign are supposed to be more open. I've heard that it's supposed to have like branching storylines and decisions will impact the story, which I think would be pretty sweet versus a Michael Bay-esque linear ride with lots of explosions. Has been pretty much the same thing since 2007.
Yeah. Derek, your thoughts?
Well, quite frankly, it's a Call of Duty title. I don't give a shit.
A resident Call of Duty fanboy, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh man.
Yeah, for me, I'm probably gonna play it, and I'm sure I'll play it. I'm sure it'll be fun, especially because this is Treyarch doing this one, and Treyarch is awesome. They're the better Call of Duty developer, way better in my opinion. I find their games to be more balanced and really just more fun and more creative.
What's the other team, the one that does the Modern Warfare?
It was Infinity Ward, but they
Oh,
kind of
that's right, it was
splintered.
Infinity Ward.
Well, Sledgehammer, what's left of Infinity Ward developed it along with Sledgehammer and a third studio. I can't remember their name, but yeah, Treyarch's definitely, in my opinion, the better developer. So it's already has a release date. I think it was November 13th, coming out this year, early November. No surprise, I suppose. And for our final news story for this week, we recently Peter Molyneux has announced that he is leaving Microsoft after the release of Fable: The Journey this fall, and he's going to be joining a new startup studio called 22 Cans. Not 21, not 23, 22. 22. Those don't speak English.
That's a hell of a pickup for them. Shit.
Yeah.
On you, the man.
I don't know what there is to say. It's a pretty big name, and he's
Sucks for Microsoft.
Yeah.
That's that.
You know, I
That's
feel
definitely
like
that
this
to
is
say.
a bigger blow to Microsoft than a lot of people might think. Like, oh, okay, someone else is going to run the studio now. But it's like, one big problem I think Microsoft has been having, especially recently, they are so lacking in good first-party software. And Lionhead, which is the studio that Peter Molyneux headed up, was one of their few legit good ones. And so they're losing their main guy. And although this is also the guy who, like, before every game of his that comes out, it's like, yo, this is gonna be the best game ever. And then like a year after it comes out, he's like, yeah, that game sucked. You know, he's the king of hype. At the same time, his games have always been good. Fable has a big following. Black and White were cult classics.
Not to mention, I mean, besides the Fable series, you don't have a whole lot of variety for Xbox exclusives. For Microsoft exclusives, you got shooters mostly.
Gears
Action,
and Halo.
Action.
You got some
And
action.
Forza.
Oh, you
Yeah,
got Forza.
Forza, yeah.
You got Forza.
That's become like a yearly franchise.
That's
too.
true.
So I don't know where this is gonna leave Lionhead, but all I know is that 22 Cannon's probably gonna be something to watch down the road.
Absolutely.
I can't remember where they're based, but I know they're based in Europe somewhere. I don't really have anything to do with anything, but fun fact of the day for you.
All right.
Okay, so that concludes this week's Turian account. We'll be back next week with some more news stories, and now. Alright, so now we are going to discuss what we've been playing lately, and I'm going to start because I want to. Alright, earlier this week I just finished Tales of Graces, the main storyline, and Tales of Graces F, I should say. It's like this fancy special edition for PS3 and included a new post-main story extra chapter, kind of like a 10-hour playable epilogue that added a lot more closure to the story. And I have to say, the game, I really, really liked it. It's far from perfect. It feels a lot like a PS2 game, but I'll be damned if it wasn't fun as hell.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of the JRPG, buy this game without hesitation, for real. It's like everything good about that genre, all wrapped up into one. You know, the characters aren't stereotypical, they're just lovable, and it has an amazing battle system, one of the best I've seen in an RPG ever.
Is that action?
Action RPG.
Yes.
You get into the counter, then you go to like a battle screen. It's like a little mini arena.
Right up my alley.
Yeah.
Not to mention 4 of your buddies all in one.
Oh yeah, they
screen if
can.
you
You
want
can. 4 people can play all together in the battle system. It's quite awesome. And I finished it just in time too, because I'm gonna be getting Max Payne 3 on Tuesday. It's
Nice.
gonna be beast mode. That game looks great. Look out for my review of Tales of Graces F soon. All right, you, sir.
Me, I am currently playing Tales of Graces F. I haven't really finished it. I'm also playing Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. A lot of people just call it Reckoning. Then I've been playing the Ghost Recon beta a lot. Haven't finished any of those besides the beta, as you can say.
Quote unquote finished.
Yeah. But as for the beta is concerned, it's really good. My concerns about it, the controls and how it would play, it's all real nice and smooth. As Zach was saying about Tales of Graces, it is an amazing game. I can't stop playing it. And then Kingdoms of Amalur, I will just say I wish it was an MMO. Because it feels like an MMO, but you're by yourself. Forever Alone Guy. This is... So...
Well put.
But yeah, just watch out for those reviews coming up soon.
I just lost it.
And Derek?
Damn it.
Domino effect.
For me, I haven't really been playing too much. Just been revisiting old titles like MLB The Show and Uncharted 3. And that's about it for now. But I got Starhawk coming up soon. Look out for the review for that. You got Kelson?
Well, I've recently been revisiting Batman Arkham City, which was my 2011 Game of the Year, by a very narrow margin. But I've been revisiting that in anticipation for the new DLC, Harley's Revenge, that's coming out later this month. And that extends the story and has playable bits as Robin, and that looks good. So I'm looking forward to that. So I've been revisiting Arkham City, and I'm looking forward to getting my hands on Sniper Elite V2, which will probably be my first review with HUDLive.
Alright, gentlemen. I think that concludes this week's episode of The Load Screen. Join us next week for a new episode for updates on what we're playing and some of the biggest news in the realm of gaming. See you next